Welcome, foolish mortals, to another episode of the HitchHiking Host Show. I am your host, your ghost host, Wes Troop, and I am back this week with a new episode. Finally, I should say, with a new episode, because, I had to take some time off. Life happens, life got busy, but I am back. On the bright side, since our last episode, I was able to book my fast passes for my Walt Disney World trip in September, and I got some great fast passes. I'm going to be checking out Galaxy's Edge for the first time, so everybody make sure you subscribe to the channel, because I'm going to have some awesome videos coming up in the next few months. But now we're going to talk about what went down at Walt Disney World this past week in the trending topics. All right, we're going to kick it off over at Epcot, because while we've known about the reinvention of Future World for some time, the news broke this week that the following locations will be closing at the end of summer on September 8th, 2019. Club Cool, which I know that's going to be a gut punch to a lot of people. Mickey, Minnie, and Pluto meet and greet. Joy and Sadness character meet and greet. Baymax character meet and greet. Fountain View Starbucks. Colortopia inside of Innoventions. Fountain of Nations, which that's another shocker. Art of Disney, and Pin Central. I like a lot of those things, unfortunately, but it is what it is. And in addition, the Electric Umbrella quick service dining location will officially close on November 23rd, 2019. After which, the location is expected to be remodeled and possibly re-themed in 2020, which I would say is not a bad thing. Because I remember eating there a lot as a kid, but I haven't been there in probably a long time. Because now I'm more adventurous with my palate over at Epcot, where it's like, why have chicken nuggets at Epcot? When you can have so many things at the Food and Wine or the quick service, over in World Showcase. But, some people like the Electric Umbrella, but hopefully it'll come out with a new menu, a new theming would be fine by me. While Club Cool is closing, the guest favorite area at Epcot, which includes free beverage stations with flavors from around the world, it has been confirmed that it will be staying at the park and will return in some form after its closing. However, no details about when or where the new location might open have been shared. So at least it's sticking around. I love Club Cool. So I was really bummed when I heard it was leaving, because it's something that takes you back to your childhood. If you were there when you remember the ice station Cool, I think it was called, when it and then it turned into Club Cool. I remember it when you went inside and you had the cavemen inside and stuff like that. The frozen caveman enjoying a Coke or something. So that was a lot of fun. So I'm glad it's sticking around in some form, just not sure when and where. September 8th, 2019, all that stuff closes, besides the Electric Umbrella. And that's the first day of my vacation, so I'll be definitely drinking some Club Cool and make a farewell video as well. All right, speaking of Epcot, the newest signature dining experience at Walt Disney World is now open in the Japan Pavilion. Named Takumi-Tei, which means House of the Artisan, the new restaurant by Mitsukashi, which also runs the pavilion's other restaurants and retail areas. And the menu includes Wagyu beef and is $130 per person. Wow. Multi-course tasting menu with traditional tea service. Drinks include signature cocktails, premium sake, and a wine and craft beer menu. I know a lot of people like the Japan Pavilion food. $130 a person, that's a pretty good steep price there. But I'm sure there's going to be people that'll pay it. I like Japanese food, but not enough to pay that kind of price. So not for me per se, but if you are interested, just know Takumi-Tei is now open over at Epcot. And now we're going to park hop over to the Animal Kingdom, because back in 2018, Disney's Animal Kingdom changed its Flights of Wonder show to include characters from the movie Up alongside the cast of birds, and changed the title to the more IP-friendly, of course, Up, A Great Bird Adventure. However, it looks like these changes have not been very popular with guests, including this one right here, and Disney's going to be reworking this show again as a result. While the changes are being implemented, the show will close from September 8th to September 14th, with a reopening planned for September 15th. So I will be missing this, which I'm not crying about, believe me. I enjoyed the Flights of Wonder show for what it was. I have the Up Great Bird Adventure on this channel. If you haven't seen it, you can check out the entire show. I thought it was bad. The birds are fine. It's whenever they inject Doug and Russell in it, it's just like sort of painful in a way. Lame jokes. Anytime they came on, I was just like, ugh. And I love the movie Up, and those two characters are fine. I love Doug, but I don't know, it just didn't mesh well with me. Putting them into the show, sort of forcing them in. I don't know. Some people might like the show. I'll be very interested to see it redone. Hopefully, if they can redo the script or something, because wow, okay. I just remember seeing it and go, well, that show was a bomb. So hopefully it will be better when it comes back. And I can see it on my next trip. Anyway, just so you know, Flights of Wonder, or the Up Great Bird Adventure, will be going through a reopening soon. And speaking of things that are leaving, over at Disney's Hollywood Studios, the Star Wars March of the First Order parade has ended and had its last day of operation on July 7th, 2019. The entertainment offering has been around for several years now and featured Captain Phasma leading a group of First Order stormtroopers from the Star Wars launch bay to the center stage area of the park. And, with Star Wars Land opening, Galaxy's Edge, I could see why they would want to get rid of this. It was fine. I saw it once or twice, and, I stopped and watched it, and I'm like, oh, that was cool. But, I mean, it's not something where I'd be like, what's the show time? To make sure I was sitting there watching them go by. It's like I sort of stumbled upon it, and I'm like, that was fine. So, another thing I'm not really crying about leaving. But, it was pretty cool for what it was. And I'm sure they're going to have a lot more entertainment offerings over at Galaxy's Edge when that opens. They may even have Captain Phasma over there doing it. Who knows? And speaking of Galaxy's Edge, ladies and gentlemen, Disney has announced that top-tier annual pass holders, including Platinum, Platinum Plus, and Premier Pass holders, will have the opportunity to register for a preview of Star Wars Galaxy's Edge on select dates and times in August at Disney's Hollywood Studios. Email invitations with a link to register will be sent out over the next few weeks. If you're an eligible pass holder and would like to register a guest to accompany you, that guest must also have a valid Platinum, Platinum Plus, or Premier Annual Pass. So unfortunately, you can't take me with you, but thanks anyway. Be listed on your family and friends list and have opted to share all my plans with you. So if you are one of those pass holders and you'd like to get a sneak peek of Galaxy's Edge, there you go. And finally, something that affects all the resort buses. This week, the resort debuted new bus designs featuring the Sensational Six, which are, of course, Mickey, Minnie, Donald, Daisy, Goofy, and Pluto. In addition, these buses feature refreshed interiors that include brand new blue seats and laminate floors. Some Walt Disney World buses will also have USB charging ports conveniently located between the seats. And man, anything new with the buses sounds good to me. If they can make them bigger or more space, the better. Because my last trip, I was crammed in there like a sardine can. And, you know, hopefully I'll get to sit down this time. Most of the time I was standing on the way to the park or back from the park. So, yeah, new seats would be nice if you get the opportunity to sit down. And, and charging ports would definitely be a plus. Hopefully they won't make a brawl ensue or anything, fighting over them. But, yeah. So anything good, anything new that's a plus to the buses is fine by me. All right, well, that's the show. I'll be back next week where we'll find out what happened down at the Disney parks then. But until then, don't forget to subscribe right here on YouTube, youtube.com/HitchHiking. Follow the show on Facebook, facebook.com/HitchHiking. Follow over on Twitter @HitchHiking. And if you want to listen to the show, or you are listening to the show, do so over on Podbean, hitchhostshow.podbean.com, or search under iTunes or Stitcher under West Troop or the Hitchhiking Host Show. Until next time, don't forget to
hurry back for the next episode.
see ya.